Okay, we are back with topic Pruning for Virginia at Work's podcast, Corecast. I'll get used to that snazzy little name, I promise. Courtland James, executive coach for Cortex Leadership Consulting, and Lynda McNutt Foster, the CEO. We were just talking, Lynda, you said you have kind of a pretty good story when it comes to pruning to share exactly what it is, what it's all about, and how it's affected you.
Yeah, I think it's important for everybody to be a great parent. You know, if you think about long-term outcomes, you talk to anybody that's a parent, they say, I want to be a great parent. I want to have a great relationship with my kid. And then what we do is determine what we do based on what our parents didn't do for us. Or we had a great childhood, and so we do everything they did do. Instead of sitting down with your kids and actually asking them, what is it that I do that brings you the most amount of value? And so when Melody was about 10, my daughter, I just sat down with her. You know, there's a lot of things I want to do. I said, hey, Melody, what's the one thing I do that means the most to you? And she said to me, Mom, it matters the most to me when you take me to school every morning. Like when you're traveling and you're not there, it upsets me. And so I had to prune some pretty major things. I had a division in North Carolina. I had to give that division to one of my employees, come back to Roanoke. I actually gave the other part of the division to my husband, Alan, to run, and I went to work for WSET. All because if that's what mattered most to her, then that's what I was going to focus on. Did I need to go to every PTA meeting? She didn't want me there. Did I need to be a homeroom mom? I was like, so it's not my cooking? It's definitely not your cooking, Mom.
Thanks, Melody.
So what if you did that with every person in your life?
Right.
What if you did that with every person you wanted a relationship with, your employees that mattered the most, your husband, your children? What if you sat down tonight and said, what do I deliver to you that brings you the most amount of value? That you're going to prune a lot of things that you were doing that didn't matter to them as much as maybe you thought it would have.
And I think that's impressive, too, that you said you basically changed your career at that point in time. That's some serious pruning. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm willing to ebb and flow, but wow, that's a big change. I mean, that to me isn't even pruning. That's just full force 180. But you did it, and now everyone's happy.
Well, it's the outcome. You know, you think about Courtland right now. You know, the baby's still going to be here. When is the new baby coming?
September.
September.
Another 3 months.
Yeah, there isn't anything that matters most than to get to the end of your life and going, man, I really had a relationship with my daughter, my son, and my kids that mattered. So why do anything that doesn't move you towards that outcome?
Right.
And doesn't serve them to get to that outcome of having a relationship with you.
And talk, Courtland, again, about that whole, okay, so I'm going to look at this, but every single task I've got, they're all important. I can't cut anything from my day. It's too busy. Look at my schedule. I need to do every one of these things. I'm sure you hear that a lot. What is the advice?
I've certainly heard it, and one thing we said in the Marine Corps, and I've heard this in other organizations as well, is if everything's important, nothing's important. So.
Okay, I need more than that.
Right.
What does that mean?
It comes
I would be like, nope, that's not good enough.
And it comes back to the outcome. A lot of people don't define it as well as they should. It needs to be a clearly defined outcome. Spend some time there. Once you really know what you want and you can set up some goals to get there, the tasks become very clear on what needs to be done this week versus what can wait for 3 months. What doesn't need to be done right now? It's not going to serve my achieving my outcome right now.
So you go through that list, you decide what needs to be pruned for you, what's important to you, your family, or whomever. What happens if one of the tasks you think, okay, I could prune that. Oh, wait a minute, my boss told me I had to do that. What do you do?
This is where conversational intelligence comes in. It's really important to learn how to have important conversations, not just transactional conversations. To sit down with your boss and go, what's your outcome? What is my outcome? What is the organization's outcome? And are the tasks that I'm doing right now leading to those things, or are they not? How long is the thing that you're asking me to do taking? Here's the thing. Leaders are busy.
Yes, they are.
Right? So I go into the accounting department and I say, hey, I need this report. I'd like to see these numbers. And what does the accounting person say? Sure. And then I come in tomorrow and I say, I'd like to see a report on this. And you know what? I really want you to get your team members together and do this. And I don't know, because those things took me minutes to delegate and assign to you. And if all you're doing as an employee is saying, sure, 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 that's not really having a productive conversation to be able to say, hey, wait a minute, Lynda. Hey, slow down.
Right.
This thing you just assigned me to do, that report is going to take me 8 hours and 2 team members to be able to get done. Oh, Lynda says, I had no idea. Wait a minute. Could we maybe do this other thing? Oh, yeah, that'll only take an hour. Got it. Okay.
Okay.
But somehow we think we're being disrespectful. There's something going on with us when we don't just say sure. And there more is needed than that to be intentional.
So let's leave it with this, which is a big question, and we'll address this coming up, which is, okay, you've chosen what habits you're going to prune, but how do you actually go about doing it the right way so it's effective?